Good afternoon, YouTube. Welcome back to Brad's Greenhouse. In today's video, we are going to be working with Venus flytraps. It's January here in British Columbia. I guess it's January everywhere. And it's wintertime here in British Columbia. And these guys are in my temperate greenhouse. Now this is a temperate but frost-free greenhouse. And it has been a really nice winter so far. It's been quite warm, sunny. And the Venus flytraps are looking really good for this time of year. So I just wanted to go over a little bit of Venus flytrap dormancy care questions. Hopefully I can answer a few things and that. Now, I've seen pictures on the internet of blackened Venus flytraps during the wintertime. And wow, that would scare me a lot. So if you have a blackened Venus flytrap and you're questioning, is this okay? Definitely do be a little bit worried. They will come back, but a normal Venus flytrap, when they're dormant, they look kind of like this. So there is lots of dead growth and lots to do here. You know, the first thing I like to do is make sure I'm cleaning up all the dead traps so that they don't get any kind of fungus on them. And I like to use this kind of tool here. I don't know if it's going to focus. There we go. So these are micro dissection tools, and they come in really handy. They make it really easy to trim some Venus flytraps up. So if we go straight into the middle here, and we zoom in on some of these traps here, you can see a lot of low growing traps, and those are the ones that are the winter traps right here. You can see some low growing ones. The summer traps generally are held high, and that's what we're looking at getting rid of right now. So here in BC, Venus flytraps are always going through change with the seasons. The seasons really play into them quite well. These are horrible scissors. Wow, time for a new pair. Anyways, and they're always going through change. So sometimes they have tall traps, sometimes they have short traps. There's always a few dead ones to clean up. They never look as perfect as a place that has lots of warmth and sun, it seems. Now, they still are a temperate plant and do need a cooler period. They do go dormant. And so other than keeping these traps neat and tidy, I do keep it a little bit drier in here as well. By a little bit, I mean a lot drier. Now you can see even in this shot here, if we move us down a tiny bit, the mosses are still green. It's not bone dry. These ones are those little Cujo traps. They're absolutely tiny. That's almost as big as they get. I've had that thing for so many years. And anyways, so we keep it so the soil is just sort of moist, not sopping wet. I find them higher maintenance in the wintertime because there is a correct sort of amount of water that they need compared to the summer. Summer is an easy rule. Just keep their feet slightly wet all the time. But in the winter, I let their trays dry out. So if we look right down here, that is a dry tray. So you can see it's still got a little bit of moisture in it, but nothing much. When that's completely gone, I will refill 1/4 of an inch and just let them soak it back up and go from there, sort of thing. Other than that, keeping them drier, and again, I want to, when I say drier, I'm touching the media as we go. It's still moist. Now, some people stick them in the fridge, and that's good. That's what they have to do. I'm lucky because I don't have to put them in the fridge. I'm just going to keep trimming while we talk here. And I can control exactly what temperature they are at. As for winter temperature, these guys come from Carolina, North and South Carolina, without getting too specific. And I had a quick look at their weather today. They have a nice sunny afternoon with lows of 9 Celsius. So that's like just below 50 Fahrenheit. And I see next week, or later on this week, they're actually getting highs of about 18 Celsius, which is about 65 Fahrenheit. And their low temperatures, the lowest I've seen was about a +1 for the middle of January, and the highest I seen was like a +8. So they don't need very cool weather. They don't need to be frozen solid. They don't really want to be frozen solid. I used to let my fly traps just stay outside, and whatever weather happened, happened. And they would get snowed on, and they would get frozen, and they really took time to bounce back in the spring. So the good news here, keeping them a little bit warmer, is that they're going to bounce back so much faster. I'm going to see new growth probably in the next month or so coming out of these guys, starting their spring growth period already, which is fantastic. Other than that, so we have some temperature that we've talked about. We have keeping them trimmed. We have keeping them a little bit drier. The last thing is light. Now, this one is just my opinion on it. I don't know if there's a true, set thing out there, because some people will keep them in the fridge or keep them in the basement or keep them totally dark. I really think they do benefit still from a day and a night cycle. Here they are definitely taking cues from the seasonal lighting. And I was looking at some other things today, and I have stuff already starting to wake up. This is a pot of just filiformis. But if you look down, the days have been getting longer now for like just a few days. And you can see new growth coming out on my filiformis already. So all the hibernaculas realize that the days are getting longer. Spring is coming, and yeah, soon spring will definitely be in the air. So anyways, if you can, keep them bright. Oops, we'll bring you back here. If you can, keep them bright. Keep them drier. Keep them a bit warmer than you think, and keep them trimmed up. So it's not super humid in here. It is a greenhouse. It's a fan above us that I'm going to turn back on. Air is circulating, and that helps keep the fungus away. I don't know what else I can tell you guys here. Now is the time to repot. I have done some repotting videos in the past. I'm going to put a link to my Venus Flytrap videos. Noisy truck. I'm going to put a link to my Venus Flytrap videos down below. If it's your first time here, do me a favor, help my channel grow as well as my plants, and hit the subscribe button, and that way you won't miss anything. And yeah, now I'll just give you a bit of a tour. Keep in mind it's January. This is my fuse tooth. Still looking pretty nice. There's the dead traps that I need to trim still, but lovely new ones. And there's even new growth out here. This guy's barely dormant. This big one over here, excuse the blur. This is our famous Rescue Venus Flytrap from my Death Cube series. So if you missed out on that Death Cube series, it was very popular. Everything wrong with those marketed Death Cubes, and how we save the Venus Flytraps from it. So I'll put a link to that playlist below as well for you to check out. But this has turned out to be one of my biggest traps. Like, these are winter traps. Look how big that is. This, I don't know what kind this is. When you lose the tag on a Venus Flytrap, it goes back to typical. But this thing is far from typical, and it's doing quite well. So anyways, there's an update on the Death Cube Venus Flytrap as well. So guys, I hope you liked this video, and if you want to see more videos like this, make sure you subscribe to my channel. And as always, thanks for watching. Bye guys.